Hello, and welcome to Sound Off with System One. I'm your host, Krista Kornchak, and I'm here today with our panel of experts to talk with you about networking in the digital age and how to build strong connections on LinkedIn. Before we get started, here are a few words about System One. System One is a leading provider of highly technical outsourced services and workforce solutions to critical infrastructure, technology, life science, and government sectors, putting more than 650 employees and 9,000 contractors to work in the United States, Canada, and the UK. As you're tuning in today, please join us in the comments. Rich from our marketing team will be monitoring them. Let us know where you're joining from and what industry you work in. And if you have any questions relevant to today's topic, please drop them in there as well, and we'll try to answer as many of those questions as we can. Before we get started, I'd like to have our panel of experts introduce themselves. Our panel will also be sharing their hot jobs, which you can find at the bottom of the screen or by scanning the QR code. And to view all other available jobs, please visit jobs.system1.com. AJ, we'll start with you.
Thank you, Krista. Hi, everybody. My name is AJ Sementelli, and I'm the Project and Systems Manager at TeamPeople. My recruiting team is looking for an exceptional conference center general manager in the Plainsboro, New Jersey area. This ideal candidate would need to have experience with audio, visual, and video conferencing. This person would also need to be a proven proactive leader and that is result-oriented. For more information about the job, please visit the TeamPeople website by navigating to the link on the graphic below or go to teampeople.tv/jobs.
Hi, my name is Tiara Ismail. I'm the financial recruitment manager in Houston. My hot job is a construction accountant, someone who has experience with month-end close, journal entries, and the ability to monitor fixed assets. The link is provided below.
Hey, I'm Savannah Tessner, and I'm a recruiter for the Tampa, Florida office. The job I would like to highlight today is project manager for industrial industries. You would be overseeing projects ranging from $100,000 to $3 million. Other responsibilities would include budget management, project coordination, and risk management. I'm looking for someone who's willing to travel about 50 to 75% of the time around the US and Canada.
Thank you so much. And again, you can view all of their jobs at jobs.system1.com. Without further ado, let's get started with our questions. Again, we're discussing networking in the digital age and how to build strong connections on LinkedIn. So our first question is, what common mistakes do individuals make when networking on LinkedIn, and how can they be avoided? T, we will start with you.
I think they can be avoided by treating LinkedIn more so like a professional business platform and not kind of utilizing it as a Facebook. Definitely still network. That's what the site is for, but kind of keep anything too personal off of there, kind of keep it more business focused. You can introduce some of your hobbies, but don't make it just solely about your hobbies. Kind of always keep it mainly focused on your career and your career highlights. That's what I would always suggest for anyone utilizing LinkedIn.
Yes, I agree with that 100%. What else you would like to, other items that I think people should focus on is being very specific when they network, whether that is commenting on someone's post or sending them a direct message. Make sure you are direct and to the point, and make sure that you're able to really convey your comment to the person, just so to help. Also, this is to help try to weed out that people don't think you may be spam.
Also, I'd like to add that maintain an updated profile. Be sure that your LinkedIn is up to date with the current job you're working and your interests. That will really help you get noticed when employers are actually clicking on your page and checking you out.
Great insight. Yeah, I think being purposeful, professional, and personal, three huge keys. What type of content resonates most with LinkedIn audiences? Savannah, we'll start with you.
I would say industry insights, posting content that is relevant to your current job or aspiring field. This will help drive engagement to your page, and you will connect with more people who are in the same industry.
With whatever content that you do post, you do want to make sure you be mindful of the timing of it and the bite the bite size, make it bite size, because there are many people on LinkedIn who are may have a short attention span. So, maybe something 30 seconds, maybe something like a TikTok. So you can kind of have your message out there and then people can move on.
Absolutely. And I think that a lot of times when posting, you should, throw out those details, kind of get straight to the point, not something that's super wordy and long, or that something that introduces another link to get somewhere else. Kind of want to be direct, straight to the point. So I definitely think when you are posting, make sure that it's something that's short, simple, sweet, and that can kind of get the point across very quickly.
Absolutely. There's a lot of content on there, so you don't want your content to get lost in the shuffle. For our third question, how does active engagement, such as commenting, liking, sharing on LinkedIn posts, affect networking opportunities? AJ, we can start with you.
I mean, this can greatly affect networking opportunities. As you are commenting or liking or sharing posts, the person who created the post will start seeing your name more. So therefore, if you meet them in real life, they may have a better connection with you, rather than if you meet them in person without having that history with them.
Yeah, I'd also like to add, it's going to increase your visibility. It's going to help you build relationships, just like AJ was saying. And it's going to improve your network opportunities. It's going to showcase your expertise and your interests to everyone who's interested.
Absolutely. Oh, did you have something to add?
No.
Awesome. We'll go to the next question. Looks like we have a question from one of our viewers. Derek asks, has anyone had success sending invitations for meetings via LinkedIn? I typically ask for MS Teams meeting, but maybe thinking outside of the box for quick meetings scheduled for folks who are already on live. Any insight, panel?
So I know a lot of times with me being a recruiter, when I do get to that step of kind of knowing somebody through LinkedIn, we're inboxing, I kind of take that conversation away from LinkedIn. So if I do schedule a meeting, that meeting is kind of sent via email. I'll confirm it via email and get it on the calendar, because I kind of still wanted to read across in the most professional way as possible, and not just a quick call through a social networking site. So I think just having that timing correctly of saying like, hey, I would love to get a meeting with you during this time. What is the best email to reach you at? And then sending that invitation to the email.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you for the question, Derek. If anyone else has any questions that are relevant, please feel free to drop them in the comments. Our fourth question is, how effective are LinkedIn groups in fostering professional connections and discussions? T, we will start with you.
I think they're amazing, especially if you're using your background in your industry as well as your location. It kind of then puts you in circles and groups with other people who you can easily network with. Maybe they know about other opportunities that you didn't know about, or maybe they're giving you insight on your industry that you didn't know about. And then you can, utilize that information as well. I'm also a big fan of, when I do join those groups, to not only join the groups, but find the people who are most like me, send them an invitation, and then follow up with a message just saying, hey, thanks for the ad, and, going from there and kind of building that network out a little bit more.
I agree. Again, I agree 100%. You can also look at hobbies as well. So if you may have a hobby that may not necessarily be work, I don't say work appropriate, but like work, you may be able to network with other people, and may either be able to find another job, or maybe network on something with sales. So those are definitely great ways to be able to connect.
Definitely. I mean, we'll be out and we'll meet someone with common interest, and it's amazing how something as small as a hobby can lead to a great networking opportunity. So it's nice to have that virtually now. What's the best way to approach someone on LinkedIn that you've never met in person? Savannah, I'll start with you.
Well, Krista, speaking of hobbies, that's really a great leader into this question. Send a personalized connection and mention your shared interests, such as maybe a hobby or a college that you both went to. That really just gives you that familiar touch.
Absolutely.
You would also be able to, if you have any mutual connections, you are able to say, "Hey, I see that we're both connected to John Doe. How do you know him?" And whether it may be a former colleague or a current colleague, that's a great way to kind of have the first step in the conversation to reach your end goal.
And I'm a big fan of also interacting with the things that they're posting. So if I don't know you, I might start by, oh, today's your birthday. Happy birthday. Kind of getting your foot in the door. Definitely any post that I can also say that I have interest in this post, I'll comment on the post, just getting your name out there so they're getting familiar with, oh, I've seen this name come across my LinkedIn several times. This may be somebody I do know or want to know.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, there's ways to go around it and be personalized, and there's so many people that don't personalize it. So make sure you set yourself apart. For the sixth question, how might artificial intelligence, such as ChatGPT or Bard by Google, further shape networking experiences on LinkedIn? Savannah, we'll start with you.
I think AI is a very useful tool when we're talking about networking. It can help you automate so many things like those personalized messages that we were talking about, and even content ideas. Maybe you want to post something about your industry. This is a great way to get something short and sweet and to the point.
Absolutely. And this can also help, AI can help with data analytics as well. If you, like Savannah had said, if you maybe want to help draft some sort of social post for LinkedIn, or you want to craft that perfect message, you can use, ChatGPT or Bard to help with that, and then have that winning script.
Definitely. Now, it looks like we have a question from one of our viewers. Phil is asking, I have LinkedIn Premium and will occasionally send messages to the job poster. I sometimes get responses, but I usually don't. Any advice to improve the response rate?
I think one area that could help would be to make sure that your profile itself is complete. I know LinkedIn has recently rolled out a verification system as well. So you can add, much like other social media sites, you can add a check mark next to your name. This may help in building the confidence of the person who you're trying to reach out to, versus thinking it may be some spam bot trying to sell you a job.
Definitely. Any other insights?
Maybe just keep
Perfect. Well,
it, maybe just keep it
go
short
ahead.
and sweet and to the point. If you're sending out a job, tell them what you're looking for and ask when they might be interested to talk with you. Hopefully you'll get a response that way. That's what I do.
That's a great question. Great. And for the seventh question, what tips for transitioning a LinkedIn connection to a real world professional relationship or collaboration do you have? T, we'll start with you.
I'm big on follow-up. So as soon as I go ahead and send that request, hey, let's be friends, then I follow up once you accept. And then once you accept, I'm following up again. I think that once you are following up, remaining consistent, and you're even getting consistent with your LinkedIn, then it kind of builds that kind of bridge to have those collaborative. So I think that's one way to always, follow. Even if it's a no, I'll also ask them like, hey, do you know anyone else in your network who's looking for work? Always kind of, telling them that I'm available not only for them, but for others as well. So that's how I kind of always kind of transition the relationship, by just following up, treating them like, hey, although we're using LinkedIn, you're human, I'm human, let's have a conversation, making it more personal than making it more of your traditional job networking type of situation.
I 100% agree with you, T. That is perfect. Also, maybe bring something of value. If you're really trying to collaborate, show why you are the best candidate to collaborate with.
That's great advice. Yeah, following up in person or virtually equally as important. How can professionals ensure they're adding a personal touch to their digital networking efforts? AJ, we'll start with you.
Yes. So I feel that you need to be authentic online, and adding that, whether being authentic in your posting, your commenting, your direct messaging with other people, and sending InMail. That is the best way. People are able to sense when you're not being authentic. There was a time that we do need to um, share our corporate values and share our mission, but they really want to see the authenticity behind the person and the drive.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a common theme here. Be personal, be authentic. And how should professionals measure the success of their networking efforts on LinkedIn? Savannah, we'll start with you.
Track those metrics. People, maybe people who have viewed your account, people that you've messaged, how many of them have responded, how many new connections have you had this month?
I even set goals for myself. So I know for me, one of my big things this year, I said I wanted to grow my LinkedIn. So I kind of set like weekly goals, monthly goals for how many new connections I wanted to make, and then how many of those new connections could turn into, meetings. So kind of setting those goals and looking back at those goals every month. And like Savannah said, then you're able to track your analytics and say, okay, I've had more engagement this month than I did last month. And then it almost becomes like a game, like, oh, yay, I'm getting more LinkedIn connections, I'm growing. So I definitely say that's how I measure success via LinkedIn. Also by who's referred to me. So because I'm sending so many requests every single day, it's almost like when someone sends me a request, I'm like, oh, I wonder, how did you find me? Is it because I'm posting more? Is it because of my engagement? Did someone tell you? So I definitely think that's how I measure.
And I think that, to add on to T's comment, I think the best way is to, when you set goals, make sure they're attainable. Don't expect to have, I want to have 100 connections in a week. Well, that could happen, but if you don't meet that goal, you may feel that you're not able to do it. Make sure you make small incremental goals and then work your way up so you're able to achieve them.
And I also want to add just really quickly, value over numbers every single day. I would always suggest people look for those connections with other people who actually utilize LinkedIn, not necessarily just to gain a number, because you could have someone who has 5 connections on LinkedIn. You've just sent them a request and you could say, oh, okay, well, I got a new, but if they're not utilizing the site, then you kind of want to aim for someone who may have a little bit more connections, or maybe they are posting a little bit more, or they're posting articles. Those type of people are the best to say, let me network with you, because you are utilizing it and you probably have a little bit more expertise.
That's some really good insight. And I think that people often forget to check those metrics and set those goals for themselves. Just because you're not a social media creator doesn't mean that you shouldn't take advantage of those analytics. Well, thank you so much for our panel. Thank you for everyone that asked questions. We had some really great insight today. We are out of time, but don't forget to follow System 1 on LinkedIn if you're not already. By following us, you will automatically be entered into our contest giveaway to win the Oculus Quest 2. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube, and make sure you tune in to Sound Off with System 1 every first and third Friday at 2 p.m. for more job seeker topics. Our next Sound Off with System 1 live stream will be Friday, November 3rd at 2 p.m., and we will be discussing interview etiquette. Thanks so much, and we'll see you then.